drunk Irishman leaves the bar and he gets lost and he goes wandering through the woods and he comes across a river. And there in the river is a preacher baptizing people and a whole line of people waiting to get baptized by the preacher. And the Irishman just wanders into the water and he wanders up behind the preacher and bumps into him. The preacher turns around and sees the Irishman standing there, and so he grabs him and he said, "Are you ready to find Jesus?" The Irishman, "Yes, Father, I am." So the preacher dunks him in the water, holds him there for a second or two, and then pulls him back up. He said, "Have you found Jesus?" The Irishman said, "No, Father, I haven't." So the preacher, kind of shocked, dunks him in the water again, holds him there about 10 seconds, lets him up, and he says, "Have you found Jesus?" The Irishman said, "No, Father, I haven't." This time the preacher dunks him under the water and holds him there for 30 seconds. And the man starts flailing his arms and wanting to be let up. The preacher lifts him up again. He said, "Have you found Jesus?" The drunk said, "Are you sure this is where he fell in?" A lady lived next door to a preacher for years. And she was always amazed because as a neighbor, he was quiet and shy and lived a kind of a dull life. But on Sundays at church, he spit fire and brimstone from the pulpit every Sunday. And so finally one day she asked him, said, how can you be such a quiet, demure person at home and be like that on the pulpit on Sunday mornings? He looked at her and said, "Lady, that's my alter ego." Preacher got on a bus one day and the only seat left was next to the little boy. So the preacher sat down next to the little boy, and the little boy had a jar full of a clear liquid, and every now and then the little boy would shake the jar and watch the bubbles travel through the clear liquid. So the preacher asked him, said, "What have you got there, young man?" And the little boy said, "Well, preacher, this is turpentine. This is the most powerful liquid known to man, turpentine." The priest, he couldn't say that. He reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a vial of holy water. He said, "No, young man," he said, "this is holy water. This is the most powerful liquid known to man." He said, "I can put a drop of this on a pregnant woman's belly and she will pass a boy." The little boy looked at him and said, "Preacher, that ain't nothing." He said, "I can put a drop of this on a cat's ass and he'll pass a motorcycle."
We hate asphalt, we like trees, and we love our rodeo.